Hey my dear pirates, you are on channel Straw Hat's One Piece Theories, and in today's video we're going to talk about the last sword that Zoro will use until the end of One Piece, after Oda revealed the family tree of Zoro's family, which finally revealed to us what we had been talking about for a long time, that Zoro had a connection with Wano country and the Shimotsuki clan. It became very clear to me that the Shusui sword what Zoro received from Zombie Ryuma back in the Thriller Bark arc and returned it to Ryuma's tomb in Wano country was actually his rightful inheritance. So knowing this, will Zoro proclaim Shusui as his sword, now definitively? Or will Zoro have a new sword by the end of One Piece? Will the last sword of Zoro also have some correlation with death as well as everything that surrounds the character? Well, we're going to analyze all this in today's video. So if you want to be a pirate king like me and achieve eternal glory, go ahead and press the like button with all the power of your devil fruit. And if you're new here my dear sailor, already subscribe to the channel and don't forget to activate the notifications bell so you don't miss any new video, okay? Then join this crew that will dominate the entire Grand Line and the New World. Now without further ado, let's get to this epic video. And well my dear pirate, finally Oda revealed a bit of Zoro's past and his family lineage in the last SBS, and along with this revelation finally what they both theorized came true. Zoro is in fact a descendant of the Shimotsuki clan and therefore he has a relationship with the country from Wano. All this information answers some questions but opens up other questions that consequently end up making new theories possible, and one that I will talk about in a future video is about Arashi, Zoro's father, having been killed precisely by Dracula Mihawk, Zoro's current master. So if you don't want to miss this video, subscribe to the channel and in a few days it will be on the air. But anyway, going back to the subject of the video, many theories can be created from this information that Oda made available to us, but now there is a certainty. When Zoro received Shusui from Ryuma in the Thriller Bark arc, it had already been clear to me that Zoro had some correlation with the Shimotsuki, but in my view, it never made sense for Zoro to have to return the sword to Wano country, with sure he was a descendant of Ryuma, so Shusui rightfully belongs to Zoro. But it happened, the sword was returned and now Zoro has Enma in his place. However, unlike his swords, Shusui was the only one that was already blackened, and we know that a black blade is the sign that that sword, in addition to being powerful, was used by a high-level swordsman. That is, for Zoro to end up becoming the greatest swordsman in the world he will need a sword with a black blade. Well, Enma, which belonged to Odin and is now with Zoro, is a very special sword for absorbing a lot of haki. Because of that, Zoro at some point manages to make it completely black forever. In fact, there are some theories that this is already happening. And of course we're talking about Zoro and his sword's connection with death and hell. In a past video we talked about Zoro and his connection with death, hell, and how that could influence his powers. After all, it's not news to anyone that everything around Zoro has something to do with death and hell, so imagining that Zoro will have to use the abilities of death to blacken his blades makes a lot of sense. Enma is the king of hell, Sandai Katetsu has a curse of death, and Wado Ikimonji, which was created, look at this, by Kozaburo Shimotsuki Kuina's grandfather, and as we know she unfortunately died, but before that she gave her sword to Zoro and made him promise who would become the greatest swordsman in the world. And since Zoro recently met the Reaper, it's safe to say that this means that the peak of Zoro's powers is coming and that soon he will be able to blacken his swords using the power of death. But many believe that Zoro will receive, literally, a sword of death, a blade that will carry all the context of pain and suffering that we have behind Zoro, which is death and hell. Theory indicates that Zoro will get this last sword at the end of One Piece and this will be his last sword. Some other theories say that Zoro will fuse all his swords into one and thus he will become the true king of hell. But for me, the best possible way out for Zoro's last sword would be for him to have back Shusui, who is already a black blade and also carries all the same concept of death and hell that Zoro has under his shoulders. After all, this sword belongs to his family who are all dead, and whether or not, Zoro received it directly from the hands of his ancestor Ryuma Shimotsuki, who is already dead. This would be the perfect idea for Zoro's last and most powerful sword. But now I want to know your opinion about everything we commented here today. Do you think Zoro will have a new sword at the end of One Piece? Will that sword be Shusui or will it be another sword? Could the power of death make this blade even stronger? But of course, if you made it this far, it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear sailor. And of course, do not forget to press the like button, that helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel, so help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone, and until the next video.